first time I got high. And I went to bed and I slept like an angel. And I said, I'm doing this every day. Oh my God. It changed my life. Smoke one in a joint. Smoke one in a one. Smoke one in a joint. Smoke joint in a one. Smoke one in a joint.
Hello!
Smoke
Welcome to another episode of the Josh Potter Show. I don't know how this one's going to go. And I don't know, it's only because of my own brain. It's not in the right spot. But you got to do a show. We even delayed it a day, thanks to Lee and Alex and for Bobby for pushing us a day.
Yeah, can we get some marijuana?
Yeah, can we? I got it right.
Yeah, can we get
Anyhow,
some marijuana?
thanks to Odd Trek Numbers for that musical number. I'm sure you can tell by looking at my face today, my glasses are different. And that's not because I went out and got a new pair. No. Yesterday I was on my way here, frazzled, getting ready to come here do another show. Was ready to come in here and do it. I go to take a shower. As I take my glasses off, as I always do, the, what do they call this part? The stem? What is that called? I don't know. You think I'd know all the parts of the glasses. This part just comes right off, like it wasn't even attached. The metal that connects the two things, the thing that the little hinge, corroded completely through. It's just completely off. What does that say?
So yeah, hinges, lenses, rims, bridge. It doesn't give me the stem part.
Well, the hinge is what broke. Took my thing right off. So I'm like, well, that's not good. And there's no fixing it. There's no fixing it. It's the thing, the metal is gone. I mean, if there's a way to fix it, there's no one that you can't just go to like a glasses place and what are they going to solder it back on? So I have no idea what I'm going to do.
So it just wasn't attached.
It just wasn't attached. So I'm walking around like it's a monocle.
Like the glue came off.
It's not glue. It better not be glue. It's metal. It's metal. There's no glue there.
I don't know. I don't wear glasses.
We're going to put glue. Maybe that's the solution. Glue it. I thought about that. I'll get some like crazy Gorilla Glue and put it on, but that's not a permanent solution. And here's the thing that's scary. So now I'm like walking around like they're opera glasses. I'm putting them on and I go, well, I got to find my backup pair of glasses. Now I had another backup pair of glasses that was more readily available. And I used to travel with them. I was like, maybe I need to bring a backup pair of glasses to travel. What if something goes wrong when I'm traveling? And then I'm just destitute until I somehow make it back to my apartment? That would be a nightmare. So I put like my backup pair of glasses in my travel bag. Well, right away when I first started traveling with two pairs of glasses, what do? In Las Vegas, I forget the glasses one time. This is many years ago, 4 years ago or something. So I leave those glasses there and I go, oh shit. Well, I'm going to call them and see if the hotel can send. It was a very nice hotel. It was like one of those sweet hotels that like were up in the sky. I think it was like the Aria or something or other. So I thought, this is a nice hotel. They'll have my glasses. I call back every day for 4 days. Didn't find them, don't have them, can't find them. So I go, well, these glasses are gone. Thank God I had like these backup glasses that I keep in my house. That's why I was like, well, I'll travel with these ones. These ones are significantly lower in prescription than the last two iterations. So things are a little blurry for your boy. And it's going to be that way for a while.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude.
It's going to be that way. I don't know what to do. Because here's the thing. And I don't know if I talked about it on here. I went to my eye doctor recently. And he just gave me this Twilight Zone scenario. He said, not a lot of people are becoming as nearsighted as you are. Most people now they have like laser surgery. So people don't ever progress. They're not making lenses as strong as yours anymore. So you go to these Warby Parkers, you go to these other, that's the only one I can name. I'm sorry for speaking on you specifically. It's no testament to how good or bad Warby Parker is. It's just these glasses stores, regular ones you see in the mall.
Lens crafters,
all these things. They don't go past like a -7 or something like that. Maybe -9. I don't know. Either way, I am -19. I remember when I learned this, I went into a Warby Parker. I thought, I'm making some money now. I want to get some different glasses. I had, insurance and stuff. And I go and they go, we can't do this. I go, huh, you can't? They go, no, we only go up to this much. I go, is that just you guys? And they go, no. So then my eye doctor goes, he paints this dystopian picture where he's like, fewer and fewer companies are making high-end or like whatever they call high-yield prescription glasses. And so I was like, well, what am I going to fucking... He's like, you got to go like a guild. A guild. I just picture gnomes in a fucking mountain.
You have to have them fabricated, special, custom ordered.
And so the glasses that I just had, the ones that broke, I mean, you can say what you want about these guys. They didn't renew with me. They were Blue Blocks. They were created by the company Blue Blocks, who bought ads on your mom's house when I was there. And no one wanted glass. I was like, I want glasses. So they go, send us your prescription. I send it in, and I guarantee you when they open, they go, oh. They're like, well, I know. So they sent it. They told me this. They sent it to Switzerland or to France or some shit, maybe both, to figure out how to do it. And so then it went through this process. It took them way too long. The ads were done by the time I got the glasses. And they're supposed to send me 2 pairs. They sent me 1 pair, and they said, we appreciated the challenge. So they don't do that for everybody. And I guarantee you they spent way more money trying to make my glasses than they did spending money on the ads. So that's what those ones were. And, to be honest, like, because they were Blue Block glasses, they weren't made for me to use. I need glasses that are like heavy duty, scratch resistant, yada, yada, yada. They weren't enough.
So they might have been glued.
They were not glued, Lee. A piece of metal broke.
So there could be some.
There's no chance they were glue, Lee. That's not how glasses are. They are screws. There are screws at the hinges.
They're fucking plastic, dude.
They're not. The stems aren't glued on there. How do you think they fold like this?
Yeah, look
at this. That's a piece of metal.
The hinge is glued on to the frame.
It's not.
All right.
It's not. It's in the frame. It's embedded in the frame.
Whatever you say.
But maybe it's glue. I would love it if it was glue. If this was a simple glue thing, this is not a glue. I mean, glue could fix it for a time being, but I don't think glue is what. I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in next time. I'll show you.
I'll fix them. I got a welding iron. I'll.
That's the thing. I think I have to solder these things. I mean, I don't know. Regardless, but they were getting scratched up and everything to hell, anyways. And I was like sitting here going like, I got to figure out how to get some new I got to figure out how to do it. So if you are an ophthalmologist or whatever the hell they're called, optometrist, ophthalmologist, whatever the hell, OBGYN, whatever it is, if you know how these things are made or what company makes them, please to be telling me, because I have no idea. My eye doctor, I don't know if it's just like him telling me this because he wants me to continue to buy glasses at the ophthalmology place in his thing. He's like, we're the only ones who can do it for you.
Isn't your guy back in Buffalo?
He just retired too. Dr. Nicewater.
Oh,
shout out. He just retired. So I'm without a doctor and eye doctor and a place that can make glasses for me. So I am just living. I am this close to absolute purgatory. We are like on the cusp of just being in hell, where it's like, I got to get a stick. I got to get a dog.
No.
What if they don't make my glasses? I am fucked.
What kind of dog are you going to get?
I don't fucking know whatever dog they issue. I'm never going to get a dog. If they make me do a dog, I'm going to say, that's curtains, baby. We're done.
Not whatever dog they issue.
YouTube terms of service. We will be not continuing on when they come to me and they go, you should get a dog. I'm going to say, you should leave me alone for about 20 minutes in a room that's very high in the sky. So yeah, I mean, and then my apartment's a mess, of course. Just your typical, not like where I was going around going like, after this weekend, got to clean my apartment, going to clean it. Monday comes around, I'm like, tomorrow, after we do we're going to do the podcast today. Tomorrow I got off, clean the apartment. Meanwhile, I have to find these backup glasses that I haven't seen for years. I go, have I seen them in this apartment? I had to like really sit there and like, Stranger Things myself, where I was like Will and Stranger Things. And I'm like trying to go back to my past self or something and like remember when I saw these glasses last. I'm like, did I leave them in Buffalo? Do I even still have those? Am I imagining those glasses? So I'm going through old boxes with no glasses on. Because also now I'm sweating. I'm like crying. I'm sweating. The monocle is not staying on my face. I tried to like put a band around my head to like tie it to me. And I'm getting by, rummaging through boxes. Finally, I found these in a box that I was really at the last. I was in my last string when I found them. And I go, oh my God, it's like somebody put them there, because there was no way I would have ever guessed that they would be in this box, in this room, in this closet. No clue. And I'm just like, last hope here. This is the only place I haven't looked. Go. And then sure enough, they're in there. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And I don't know if I put them in there. I don't know I don't know how they got in there, because they were not in that box. Anyhow, it took me forever to find these. But I'm sitting there going like, I'm done. I'm toast. I can't live alone anymore. Like I was just, all those things run through your head when you're like, I'm never going to see you again. But I don't know how I'm going to get glasses. I got to figure it out. And then Annie said something funny to me yesterday. She was like, do you want me to chat GPT how to get you glasses? I go, I guess I could have thought about that part. I could have done that. Chat GPT would probably know. Because Google doesn't tell you shit.
They'll be able to tell you. I think ChatGPT would be able to scrape the internet and find, who makes your prescription.
Right. That's what I said. But Google doesn't tell you shit. Because all these targeted ads and everything, all the people like buying. So like you can type in anything in Google and it's like Warby Parker. You're like, no, it cannot go there. And hey, if you're Mr. Warby Parker out there, I know it doesn't benefit you to make high-end glasses. Or like not high-end. What's the high-yielding glasses or whatever the word is for them? But God, please someone do it. They're just not ready. I used to when I was a kid. I don't know when my prescription went so awry. But when I was a kid, I remember going to just the glasses store and getting it from any glasses store. There was one by my house that we used to go to around the corner. It was a lot easier. But my prescription, I guarantee, wasn't this as it is now.
Now, what about like the military?
What about the military?
You think they
won't even sniff at me? They don't make glasses like this.
You don't think so?
If you have glasses, you're not allowed in the military.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I see in the movies people have glasses.
Yeah, they're like readers. There's no chance.
Yeah, like big Coke bottle glasses.
No, you're also thinking of when like if you had a -5 prescription, you had Coke bottle glasses in like the 70s. They don't. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do, but we're gonna figure it out, I suppose. And like maybe a Roach out there. There have been a couple that like have, because I did bring this up on other podcasts, and it might have been this one, it might have been another one, I don't know. But I have brought this up since I've had this alarming discussion, and people have messaged me. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com is where you can go send me an email, and they have sent me emails telling me that that's wrong, or not that that's wrong, but I know a place or whatever. There was one woman who like worked for a glasses making place that made, and God, I wish I can remember where the hell she communicated to me on, because I was thinking about her yesterday. Like, there was that woman who reached out. Where the hell is she? So, if you're that woman, maybe I imagined you. I don't know. Reach out back again. But we're here. We made it. Look what I do to go through. Look what I go through to get an episode to you, at the end of the day to get here. I was like, my brain is still fried. I'm in trauma response mode at the moment. And so, yeah, I mean, we're going to figure it out, though. Oh, boy, folks, it's the holiday season. Welcome to it. We just had Thanksgiving, and boy, oh, boy, was it probably a pain in the ass for all the moms out there, the grandmoms, some of the dads probably even, too. But with Home Chef, today's sponsor of the Josh Potter Show, you can forget about that being the case for meals going forward. And hell, you're going to have to do this again for perhaps some December holidays. So why even bother making meals up to that point? Let Home Chef do the heavy lifting. They're going to send the ingredients to your home. They are going to give you an easy recipe. You can make it with minimal effort. It's fantastic. It tastes wonderful. And you're going to enjoy more time to yourself, which is definitely something you probably covet around this time of year. And oh boy, this holiday season, you can channel your inner Gordon Ramsay. That's because Home Chef just teamed up with Gordon Ramsay to bring his 5-star stress-free recipes straight to your kitchen. So between school nights and busy schedules and the holidays, it's never been an easier time to cook like a pro without the pressure. Home Chef rated #1 by users and other meal kits for quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. And for a limited time, all the Roaches out there are getting an offer from Home Chef, 50% off and free shipping of your first box, plus free dessert for life just by going to homechef.com/Potter. That's homechef.com/Potter, and you're going to get 50% off your first box and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/Potter must be an active subscriber to receive the free dessert. And we're here to do sports. We got lots of sports. Lots of sports went down this weekend. I was happy I could still see to take it all in.
Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep.
I can't wait to try and glue my glasses, and then they'll just break in the first time I go like this.
You can call me and yell at me.
Oh God, that would be something that my mom would do. She would put the tape. I remember there was many times I've had the tape, because when you're a kid, you're playing a lot.
Yeah.
And you get like a ball hits you or something, your glasses break. And then until you can get into the place where they can fix it, or you can get a new pair, my mom would tape them. And so you'd have this fucking big thing of tape. I was having like weird flashbacks to that, or then back in the day, they used to more break in this portion. And so you'd have a tape over here, and then you'd look like the stereotypical nerd from cartoons when you have tape on this part. But it would never look as cool. When you pull up a cartoon of a guy with tape on his glasses, it's always very nice and neat, right in the center. It almost looks badass. When you do it in real life, you got like, it's uncomfortable. The tape is scratching you. It's in your field of vision. Yeah, it doesn't ever look as neat and clean as that. Never. It's all jagged and shit. Try to use the clear tape, so you're like, oh, good. They're appropriating my culture in a costume. This must be what like an Indian guy sees when you sell a costume with a turban or something, or like a snake charmer or something like that. This is my culture is not your costume. This is like what a black guy sees when a guy wears a pimp costume. Oh well, we're in the sports. I played the song already. Let's get into it. So first up, what a weekend of both NFL football. You had Thanksgiving, you had Black Friday football, you had rivalry weekend in college on Saturday, and then Sunday, of course, the usual slate. Went all the way through to Monday. What a hell of a week. It's one of the biggest football weekends in America. Had a blast watching all of it, taking it all in. I didn't go anywhere, I didn't do anything. I watched football the whole time. And during Sunday night football, they were always out on the field, you see, for Sunday night football. This was the most chaotic on the field Sunday night football that I've ever witnessed. Usually they're they're on the sideline and they have their setup and everything, and you'd think this would be like a set and people wouldn't bother them. Usually it's all cleared out and you see behind them and it's just like an empty stadium. Maybe there's some people milling about because they're having people come up and do interviews and whatnot. This is the most chaos that I've seen behind them in a while. So let's watch what happens. Rodney Harrison is the man in all white. He's always on the broadcast. He is bundled up to hell too. Look at him. Tony Dungy, an elderly man on his to his right, and he is not nearly as bundled up as Rodney Harrison, who is a not far removed professional athlete. Go ahead.
Just disorganized in the run defense. I think they get their young running backs going tonight and then take shots to your favorite guy, Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, I look at... I forgot the group. I'm sorry.
Washington defense from that group. Best way to attack that group tonight, do you believe?
Best way to attack them.
What have you seen from Washington's defense?
I'm sorry. They just don't have... It's a lot of stuff going on. I'm sorry, guys. They don't have a lot of discipline on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
That's it.
They sure don't. And I want to get over to something else, too,
guys.
Coach, because I was looking at Bo Nix.
So he is very... I thought when I saw this, I thought, oh, he's distracted. Some people were like, what's up with Rodney Harrison? They don't understand the sound there's probably a loud music. I mean, you can kind of hear the music. There's people talking. It's a cacophony of sound going on behind him. It's very distracting. He can't hear what they're saying. Maybe his monitors are fucked up or they're taking in something. So that's all I deduced when I watched this. I said, oh, Rodney Harrison's having trouble hearing. He's not a traditional broadcaster. He's a professional athlete that does the postgame show on NBC for Sunday Night Football. And he's good, he's fine, but he's not like a true, oh man, there's like, you put him in a war, he's not going to be able to he's distracted by what's going on around him. He's not used to this melee that's occurring around him. So he's a little distracted. So somebody on Twitter goes, oh, look at this insight from Rodney Harrison, which is like a little LOL. Then, this was the craziest part. The reaction to like people saying things like that were like, what if he had a medical issue? People thought Rodney Harrison had a stroke or something, I assume. Like, what medical issue would this have led to? But so there, or maybe an aneurysm or something. I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor. Apparently people on Twitter think they're doctors though, because everyone's like, maybe he had a medical emergency. So then people are like, did Rodney Harrison have a medical emergency? And people are discussing this on Twitter all night long. It was so bizarre. I'm like, I think I had to go back and watch it multiple times because he was just distracted by the sound around him. He couldn't hear his own voice. Maybe he couldn't hear them asking him questions. He was probably lost. You have these ear monitors in and you're just hearing nothing, or you're hearing noise and you're just like, yeah, no, sure, the defense, whatever, yeah. And then you just move on from there. But look at them. Real hilarious to mock someone having a medical episode. What episode would he be having? You thought Rodney Harrison was having a stroke? And then Stephen Shea's out there fighting the good fight. He could be having a medical emergency. Look how many people jumped to medical emergency. It got to the point where like the news, I forget what sports article or sports periodical came out and had to address that Rodney Harrison's fine.
This account awful announcing.
No, that's just the people who got the. Oh, you have it right there. He's fine. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, it says there was some concern about NBC's Rodney Harrison.
You have the different tweet. My bad.
And then we were told he's fine and appearing on postgame on Peacock.
There was some concern about Rodney Harrison not appearing well during because he was. So that's the tightrope you walk. I mean, obviously, as broadcasting gets more homogenized, it's always been kind of like that in sports. You have athletes doing the job, and he is well versed, but he just was literally like lost at sea. He had no lighthouse. He couldn't hear the question. Maybe he's easily distracted. I don't know. Watch it again.
A lot of discipline on the defensive side of the
Does
ball.
this look like a medical episode or a guy who's just can't hear shit? And he's also bundled to the high heavens. Who knows if his monitor's even in his ear? He's just like, can't he hear anything? He's got a scarf around his ears because he's too scared of the cold. Where did this happen? Where was Sunday Night Football? It was in, was it in Washington?
Or was it in Cleveland? No.
No, it was Washington versus Denver. Either way, you're talking cold. And I think maybe it was in Denver. I can't tell by the seats back there. They look like Washington seats, but you never know. Go ahead.
You can hear the music in the background too.
Yeah, of
and
course.
Like it's
low, but for us it's low. But it's definitely coming through the microphone. So who knows if it's coming through their ear monitors as well.
100%.
And it's definitely happening outside of them.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like loud, or if you can hear it, if we can hear it that clearly, it's very loud around.
Right, exactly.
Disorganized in the run defense. I think they get their young running backs going tonight and then take shots to your favorite guy, Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, I look at.
So pause it. He goes, and he threw it to Roddy. He goes, your favorite guy, Cortland Sutton. He doesn't know what the hell he just said.
Yeah.
So he's like going into his fucking mode, and he goes, wait a minute, I have no idea what he just. So he goes, when you're looking at the.
Then he tries to reference his notes.
Yeah, because he's like,
fast.
where are we? He's lost.
Yeah.
He's lost at sea. But the fact, I mean, God, I wish, wouldn't you be awesome if every time if I'm Rodney Harrison, the embarrassment of fucking this up, I would kind of be like, oh no, I did have a real inner ear thing, actually. Or I'd really try and be like, I mean, it'd be so awesome. Does it happen to you in your job out there? If you are a little off at your job People are like, what the fuck's going on with you? They're not like, are you having a medical emergency? Wouldn't that be sick?
Or like you just get caught slipping for a second, you zone out.
Sure. Yeah, he was trying to, again, it's a lot of moving people out there. It's crazy. So yeah, I mean, he was distracted. But for everyone to be like, it was a medical episode, I wish I had that benefit of the doubt on every occasion that I'm slipping or that I fuck up. Because boy, oh boy, wouldn't that be sweet to get that where someone calls you out for fucking up or something and someone's like, hey, he might be having a serious medical episode. And then I'd be like, I am actually. There's something going on. You're right. I thought that was crazy. I had to go watch that video 1,000 times to be like, what are people seeing that I'm not, that points to it being a medical episode that he would be having? I mean, to jump to that, I literally was like, Rodney Harrison can't hear. His monitor might be fucked up, maybe more than theirs, or he's just easily distracted by all the things around him. It's a very chaotic atmosphere that he's in right now. And he's probably hates the cold. Look at how he's dressed, for Christ's sake. You don't think they have heaters and they can't just go inside it whenever they want? He has to be out there for like 10 minutes to do this fucking shot. And look at how he's dressed. He looks like he's going to the Arctic. I mean, that is what you wear in the Arctic. I would never.
He's got one mitten on.
Maybe it's because he's got to hold the microphone.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like he's covered any possible place he can be covered right now.
He probably would have two on, but he had to probably was like fiddling. And then he was like, oh shit, I can't hear anything in this monitor. And he's fiddling with it or whatever. But look at that outfit. That is the kind of outfit you'd wear if he was coming to you from the Arctic. We're up here in the Arctic where Russia has their submarines. There's no reason to be dressed like that. Can we get a weather report on, I wish I could fucking figure out where this game was.
It looks like Washington. It's red.
It is Washington, right?
Northwest Stadium.
What was the temperature in Washington, D.C. on this past Sunday night? I mean, it's not even like it was below freezing,
Washington,
was it?
It said Northwest Stadium.
Yeah, it's in Washington, D.C.
It's in Washington, D.C. is Northwest Stadium?
They're at the Commander Stadium, which that's just the name of a company or a bank or something. I don't know why it's called that. I think that's where they were.
Yeah, it was freezing. It was 30 degrees.
34 degrees is not freezing. Are you out of your mind? That's above.
32 is the temperature of freezing.
Yeah, it was 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's freezing out.
No, it wasn't.
What?
That's nothing.
30 degrees? That's fucking cold, dude.
That's not that cold that he's wearing.
I'm from New England, too. It's like 30 degrees is fucking
crazy.
Cold, dude.
That's crazy that you would wear that.
I mean, it's cold,
34 degrees, and when you're not out there for hours.
He's not used to it.
I don't know, man. That's 34 degrees is not like I need to bundle up like I'm going through a trek through Alaska.
If it was like 45, that's borderline.
This is not even freezing. I would ski in a hoodie probably still.
34 degrees
with long underwear.
In the sun is different. I don't know. I have his back at 30 degrees.
Don't you think this is bitch made?
And with any wind, you're fucked.
There's no wind. I mean, there's wind maybe, but I don't know. What does it say for wind? What does it say on Sunday night? Does it say anything about wind? I don't know, man. That seems like 34. I could get it.
There was no wind.
Look at Tony Dungy, how he's dressed. He's dressed fine. That looks like a guy who's like prepared for the cold, but he doesn't. Look at the guy on the left. The guy on the left is just, he walked out of the studio.
All right.
Does he look like he's freezing his ass off? 34 in a stadium. When you're not out there, if you're going to the game and you're sitting up in the nosebleed section, maybe you dress like Rodney Harrison because you're going to be sitting there for 4 hours outside. They're not sitting there that long. That's crazy.
You got me.
Yeah, he also is but that doesn't matter. I mean, he played in New England, you're right. So, I mean, you would think this guy would be used to the weather at this point. But this is crazy. You see people do that all the time, though. Even here in LA. I can't tell you how many times I'll be like, sometimes you're in this weird flux here in LA where like in the daytime, sometimes it's a little hot, but then as the sun goes down, you're like, oh, I should have brought a jacket kind of situation. That's like where I find myself, where I'll be like in a t-shirt and I'll be like, oh, it's a little it's a little, the breeze is cool. I like it, but boy, oh boy, I should have brought a jacket. Something like that. You have those moments here. But then the inverse of that is you see someone bundled up like Rodney Harrison. You're like, well, it's okay. I'm sorry. It's because it's 59 degrees. We're dressed like this in the daytime. That's asinine. I mean, again, I point to the guy. He seems fine. Doesn't seem like he's getting fucking frostbite out there. Rodney Harrison is dressed like he is literally reporting from. There are women who are reporters in Buffalo who stand in a lake effect blizzard in the outfit that Rodney Harrison is currently wearing, who report from it for hours. 34 degrees is no reason to wear that outfit. Not at all. But as I mentioned, college football was going on yesterday, or this past weekend. Rivalry weekend happened. Lane Kiffin stuff is bananas. The more and more that goes on. I was sitting there and in a lot of women I noticed were really in on the Lane Kiffin thing because it seemed like reality television to them. And what happened, you see, is Lane Kiffin, coach of Ole Miss, he won his rivalry game and it propelled the Ole Miss Rebels to go to the playoffs potentially. But because LSU, top tier school, one of the most coveted jobs in college football, they fired their coach recently and they wanted to hire Lane Kiffin. So if Lane Kiffin takes that job, which he ended up doing as of Sunday, if you take that job, you can't coach. He can't coach Ole Miss in the playoffs now. So they lose their coach. They lose whoever he takes with him. And it kind of just fucks shit up for Ole Miss. And it's really not, as much as I wish I could blame it on Lane Kiffin, it's really not his fault. It's the college football schedule and the way, because they got to hire a coach. And if he doesn't want to do it right now, if he doesn't want to accept it right now, he can't say wait till the season's done because he needs to start recruiting ASAP to get ready for next season. And neither of the two parties, which are both in the SEC, are going to allow Lane Kiffin to stay here but be the coach. You know what I'm saying? So he had to make a choice, and he made the choice of going to LSU, leaving the Rebels behind, and everyone in Mississippi and everyone who thinks Lane Kiffin is a scumbag, which he has done this before. And everyone's like, what a scumbag last time. So I thought maybe he wouldn't do it this time because of the fact that, like, how much more millions of dollars do you need at the end of the day? He's making a bazillion. This man is generationally wealthy for generations to come. I mean, it's bananas. How much money do you need? So I thought for sure he'd stay just to not look like the dickhead that he'd looked last time when he left the school for another one. But he left and everyone's up his ass. But women were like really intrigued. I noticed I had girls who don't know shit about college football or give a shit texting me going like, what's going on with this Lane Kiffin thing? They thought it was like reality TV because there was cameras outside of his house. There's cameras at the airport, and like they were obviously watching like a sports channel with their boyfriends or whatever, and being like, what the hell is going on with Lane Kiffin? And I know if your boyfriends wouldn't explain it to you, but I'm here to explain it to you. But this is how you get girls in on college football. Stuff like this, little reality things. But even on a smaller scale, Syracuse was taking on Boston College in the old American Atlantic Conference or whatever, the ACC, Atlantic Coastal Conference or whatever the hell it's called. Big rivalry game there. And my boy, Thom Brennaman, we've been on this show. He is the impetus of, I have to apologize. He's the whole thing, the whole episode 3 of the Josh Potter Show, the whole impetus of everything that we cover on this, the direction we went, a tentpole, if you will. And we had his first interview and his first time back. Covered it in USA Today. And I actually was DMing with him recently. Just this past Saturday, he had what people are saying is another gaffe on the mic. Let's watch and see what they're talking about, and then I'll get into it.
Looks for the football.
I thought that it was Nancy Pelosi for a minute.
No comment.
I mean, it looks like a little bit like her. She's a Syracuse. I don't know if Nancy Pelosi, being from California, is a Syracuse fan.
All right, so Boston College on this drive.
Okay, I don't know who's the other guy in this broadcast, but fuck that guy. I'm going to sit here, and Thom Brennaman would never say it, but I'm going to say it on behalf as a Thom Brennaman stan. I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to say, fuck that guy. He left his partner out in the cold on that one.
Absolutely.
Thom Brennaman, sure, he had his gaffe. When he made the mistake of, on a hot mic, saying, fag capital of the world. You know, he did that. We all know it. And then he went on a giant apology tirade where he called a Nick Castellanos home run during the middle of it. And it went viral. It's still a constant for jokes. And the man has scratched and clawed after that to get back to this level, which is still a very high level of broadcasting. But he's on the seat. He went from being one of the top sports broadcasters for Fox Sports, high up there. I'm talking baseball, football, college football. He was calling the national championship at one point, this man. His pedigree is way above ACC CW. The CW network, where they have vampire shows for girls and some, I don't know, black soap operas. I don't know what's on the CW. But apparently they have ACC games, and Thom Brennaman now employed by the CW. And he says, play it again. Let's watch it again.
Football.
I thought that it was Nancy Pelosi for a minute.
No comment.
Pause it. So all he said was this lady. He sees a lady, goes, I thought that was Nancy Pelosi for a second. Innocuous. You could have just been like, ha ha, looks kind of like her. Could have said anything. This guy immediately goes, no comment. It's not like Thom Brennaman went on there and goes, that looks like that bitch Nancy Pelosi there. You know what I mean? It's not like he said anything political about it. He wasn't even like, what if he was like, you know, that looks like the greatest politician of our time, Nancy Pelosi. He didn't say anything one way or the other. He just said that lady looks like Nancy Pelosi. He could have stayed silent. He could have come out and just chuckled it off and moved on. This guy says no comment. Could you imagine this guy being the other guy? This is why I say fuck you too. You know this guy. When they put him with Thom Brennaman, he was like, are you kidding me? The guy who said fag? I got to work with this guy? So now he's all like probably skittish or something. I'm sure, again, I was thinking about calling Thom Brennaman and going like, what's up with your fucking boy on the broadcast, dude? That guy's no good for you, man. Fuck that guy. He'd defend him to the core, I bet. That's his broadcast part. He goes, oh, he's just, you know, he's watching his own ass or something. He would probably defend him. Say, it's not like that. This guy, he's the reason that clip's viral. This wouldn't be going around the internet right now if it weren't for the fact that this guy said no comment and tried to make Thom Brennaman look like a fool. A canceled fool. He's like, here we go again, round 2. It's like, fuck you, other guy. I don't even know who that is. God, I wish there was a way to Google that. Maybe you can. ACC, CW, college football broadcast team. Is it Robert? It's not Robert Griffin III.
I'll look at the game announcing
okay, yes,
BC
please.
and Syracuse.
Well, it would be on the CW, though. Make sure you put that in. Because it sounds like, I mean, for a minute there, I thought it was Robert Griffin III, but he wouldn't be. He would be on the Big 12 network, I think. There's so many college football networks out there.
Thom Brennaman with Will Blackman.
Will Blackman.
As the analyst and Wes Bryant as the reporter.
Yeah, so this was Will Blackman. Can you tell me what Will Blackman has done? I feel like he was like a wide receiver. Google that name. I want to see who this man is. I want to face to the man I'm going to motherfuck. You can't do this to my guy. Can't do this to my guy.
A cornerback.
Cornerback. Okay, yes, he played that side. And give me his go down, scroll to the teams he's listed as, played for. Green Bay Packers. I mean, this guy's been all over the league, played in fucking Canadian football. He was, go on up, 4th round pick, 115th overall. Where did he come out of? Boston College. So he is in the ACC. He is, so yeah, that makes sense. So Will Blackman, I don't know if he does every game with Thom Brennaman. I can't, because I didn't ever look up who the other guy was on the other games that I've watched of his. He calls a lot of SMU games. Again, this is ACC stuff. So that's why I watch him too. It's always fun to hear him on the SMU broadcast. But there he is. This guy's throwing Thom Brennaman under the bus. He probably is sitting there going like, I got to work with Thom Brennaman. Come on. And I don't know what their relationship is like. Again, I want to call Thom Brennaman and be like, yo, you got to talk to your boy. He can't be doing you like that. He did you dirty. Can't leave your boy out to dry like that on something innocuous. You just can't. What's that?
We found a picture of them together on his Instagram.
On Thom Brennaman's Instagram?
I think.
On Will Blackman's
on Will
Instagram.
Blackman's Instagram. Yeah, right here.
What's it say? What's the caption say? Another one in the books. What is this?
Friend, teammate, colleague, love this guy. What a season.
And that's hey, if that's the truth, if you came aboard, you can't be throwing my boy Thom Brennaman under the bus like that with your no comment bullshit. We got to have a talk, Will Blackman. No, I'm sure Thom Brennaman thinks he's a swell guy. I love my partner, Will Blackman. It's been an honor to be here with you on the CW all season. He was saying that. He's just happy to work again. Those are from some fly ass zip ups, huh?
Quarter zips are in.
Quarter zips are back, baby. Those are some fly quarter zips. Oh well, just know that I'm watching out there. People are like, Thom Brennaman's at it again. I'm like, how dare you? How fucking dare you? And it's only because of the way that man reacted at the end of the day. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by the fine folk at Blue Chew. Oh my goodness, friends. I can't tell you how many years I've gone through life trying just to get a girl to sleep with me. Just to get the girl to do that part is such heavy lifting in itself. And sure, there's people that find shortcuts, but they're scumbags. Those shortcuts that typically people do, scumbag moves. I've found a shortcut when it comes to once you get them in the bed, though. That part you need a shortcut for, my friend. You're going to be exhausted after trying to charm a lady, trying to impress her, trying to get her to like you back. That once you get to the finish line, all of a sudden you're like, Blue Chew helps out in that capacity. You just pop a Blue Chew tablet and boom, gone are the devil in your brain that's making things work a little less functional down there. I mean, boy, oh boy, it boosts everything. I'm talking size, length, girth. I mean, it's like everything's fantastic. Longer I mean, it's ready to go like it's Popeye eating spinach. I mean, this thing has got full ignition in like 15 minutes or less. I mean, this is crazy when you pop one of these Blue Chew tablets. And it's helped me put that other aspect of things out of my mind. Now I can concentrate on doing the thing, like I said, charming the girl, impressing her. Those things are what, until they make a Blue Chew tablet for that, I still have to worry about that part. But now, the second half, the part where you're trying to get across the finish line and reap the benefits, reap your rewards, Blue Chew taking care of that, my friends. I got Blue Chew tablets in every bag, ready to go. They're all individually wrapped. It's so perfect, my friends. So make your life easier by getting harder and discover your options right now at BlueChew.com. And there's a special deal for all the roaches out there. You can get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold, with code Potter. That's promo code Potter, and visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Again, that is your first month. You're going to get 10% off of Blue Chew Gold with code Potter. So for more details and important safety information, go to BlueChew.com. And thank you to Blue Chew for sponsoring the Josh Potter Show. Let's get to the news. Oh boy, Mikey Chef sent this one in. Mikey Chef, excuse me. And this one, to tell you, I'll say right out of the gate, it did not happen in the United States of America. So you can count that. You can count your blessings there because it involves a 15-year-old apprentice. Usually when something involves a 15-year-old apprentice, what is this, Greek times? I mean, what are we doing here? Who has a 15-year-old apprentice still? The only people that I want to have a 15-year-old apprentice is the people who make my glasses in a fucking mountain somewhere in Switzerland or whatever. But evidently, this gentleman, a 15-year-old apprentice, has passed away after being tied up and having a high-pressure air hose forced into his rectum for a workplace joke. Isn't that fun? A nice workplace LOL. They're shoving... Anytime something gets shoved up your ass, the LOLs are out the window for me. I don't know. I feel like that's most people. I don't really like hijinks around my asshole. No horseplay involving my asshole. Is that just me? I don't know. The incident took place in the wood workshop in Bozova. I'm never going to say this right. Bozova, Sanlufura, Turkey. A place in Turkey. They're doing hair follicles. They're fixing your teeth, and then they got wood shops where they shove high-pressure air hoses up your ass if you're a minor. The boy died in the hospital 5 days after the incident. Muhammad Kenderchi had been working as an apprentice when he was allegedly overpowered by a coworker. Habib Aksoy. These don't sound like Turkey names, but I don't know anything about Turkey, I guess. It's an unidentified friend who first tied his hands for what they claimed was a prank. His trousers were then forcibly removed, and high-pressure air from a compressor was directed into his ass. But the so-called prank exploded his intestines, causing catastrophic injuries and leaving him fighting for his life when emergency service were called to the scene. God, these assholes were like, ha ha ha, and then they shoved this up there and they thought they were going to blow air up your ass. That's an old saying, isn't it? Don't blow smoke up my ass. Like that would be a good thing.
That's rough.
Are you blowing smoke up my ass? And that people say that all the time. In this case, they're blowing high-pressured air up there. Yeah, and it made his fucking intestines burst. That's like crazy shit. That's like Boardwalk Empire when the kid wants to play a joke on the bully and he gives him, what is it, like milk of magnesia? And he thinks like, I'm just going to make him have the shits. Then he put so much in there that he just started like shitting out of his eyes, essentially. He was like, and he just died on the toilet. That's what these guys are doing. They're like, I thought it was going to be a hilarious joke, but I burst his intestines. That's crazy. The apprentice was placed in intensive care and remained under treatment for 5 days before passing away. Police opened an investigation, and the gentleman was taken into custody. He was initially released under judicial control, but this decision was overturned on appeal. A warrant for his detention was issued. The investigation is ongoing, but the case is not the first time a high-pressure air hose has caused catastrophic and sometimes fatal injuries. In Brazil, a 17-year-old car wash worker had colleagues blast high-pressure air hose up his ass in a prank. This is happening all over the place. Not in the United States of America, thank God. At least not yet. 2 men were later jailed for 12 years over that death. And in 2023, a 16-year-old boy died of internal injuries after a man inserted a compressed air hose into his rectum for fun at an Indian factory. So all over the world, this has been going on. And how about we just make a general rule for the whole globe? Stop putting stuff in children's asses.
Let's hit up Geneva.
If you work with a teenager at your place of work, here's a little clue. Don't go near the teenager's assholes. Save you a whole lot of trouble. I'm not saying do this to a person of age either, because evidently it's deadly. But at the same time, we shouldn't even get there. We shouldn't even be getting there. It shouldn't even happen at this level. These all happen to be minors. Crazy.
You're getting a little close to YouTube practice and standards here.
I'm saying don't do it. I don't know what YouTube would have issue with what I'm saying at all. I'm telling you to not do it. India, Turkey, these places. They don't do it in America yet that we know of. Before you even get into the whole fact that it's compressed air, how about we just make a blanket statement? Leave the asses alone. Nothing in the ass. How about that? I can't believe this is such a thing. It gets into so many different weird details. In the Brazilian case, 2 doctors were indicted for manslaughter after using a compressed air hose through a rubber cannula in a bid to blow a popcorn kernel out of a 2-year-old's nose. That's crazy. So these guys were like, I'm going to put compressed air. These doctors were like, I'm going to put compressed air to get a popcorn kernel because they don't want to get too crazy with the tweezers. Or maybe the kid was like, "Rah!" And they're like, we might as well just shove the air up there, right? And then you guys like, I don't know. And then they tried it. That seems insane. His lungs and stomach ruptured. He was sent home with medication for gas. And he was later, because he got his fucking shit all inflated. Wild stories. I mean, common sense be damned, I suppose. Because here I am. I mean, I'm not a smart guy. I'm pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. I can't believe I made it almost 40 years on this planet, functioning independently. That's how dumb I am. I would never think of this prank. I would never even consider doing it. But these people, multiple times, this is just happening where there happens to be a compressed air hose. I don't know. Wild stuff. I bet there's crazy, and then people get all like, oh, America, we know, they have laws for everything, all kinds of red tape. I bet you can't even get near a compressed air hose unless you're like 55 years old and have like a certification, because they know idiots would do shit like, the first thing they're going to do is shove that up someone's ass.
You can buy them at Home Depot.
This kind of power ones, you think?
I don't think it takes much power to
Maybe not
blow your butthole out.
So you think like a bike, one that does like a bike tire could blow up your intestines?
No, they have like actual like tank air compressors that you can get right at Home Depot.
Huh.
You get them, you clean your shop out with them, you fill like car air tires. Like it takes a lot of pressure to fill like.
You got to be 18 to buy these?
I do not think so.
Wow. All right. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I thought for sure this was like a big piece of equipment out here where people are like, in America where they're like, no, you got to be like, you got to have 3 certifications to operate that piece of machinery there, sir.
Or it's similar to pressure washers.
Yeah. Okay. I get you. So everyone can do it. Sorry.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
I'm dumb. I told you I don't know how it works.
I don't mean to bring fact into the situation.
Bring the fact in, please. I didn't know. I mean, hey, there's got to be a reason it's not happening here in America. Maybe because I don't know. I'm not going to go as far to say we're more civilized because that's not true. But
I think they're not getting reported.
They're not getting reported. People in America, that's how depraved we are as a country. People are doing it here for fun. People are putting it in their own ass. Like, holy shit. There's someone out there right now, I just said it. Someone's like, that's what I do all the time. Forget gerbils. I'm putting compressed air in my ass. Woo, blow me up like a balloon, daddy. Oh, we got another one, though. That's murder.
Murder.
Oh, boy. Brian Jones, 36 of Boise. There he is right there. What a looker. I'm going to have my beard like that soon. I was going to shave my beard yesterday, and then when my glasses broke, I said, fuck it. I'm not worried about it now. Plus, I don't know what's going on under here. I have like a zit right here. I don't even want to shave it and find out. How much do you think that guy's got under there? Wow. That guy hasn't seen his neck in forever. That's how crazy that shit is. At least I shave out under this part. That guy's got that whole thing. Having a neck beard is crazy. Because if I had this as long as under here as it is here, now I just have like a neck pillow. I don't know. It would be so itchy. This guy's beard makes me angry. But he's been charged with first-degree murder following an incident at a hotel. Boise police responded to a call at approximately 12:45 a.m. November 20th, 2025 from a man who claimed he had killed his friend. Upon arrival, officers found the body of an adult male in one of the rooms. Despite life-saving efforts by the paramedics, the man was pronounced dead at the scene. This gentleman right here that you're looking at on the screen, he reportedly told dispatch that his friend wanted to go and described the act as assisted slip and slides. And I think you can put in what I meant to say. YouTube's going to be all over this episode. I'm going to get manually reviewed. They're going to come back and be like, no, bad. I'm ready for it. Cuff me, YouTube. But so this guy, he's like, my friend wanted this to happen. Now, that's tough to sell when he doesn't have a note. If I'm this guy, I would have been like, hey, don't you want to write a note? He'll be like, no, you just tell him. And I'd be like, like if this guy truly did it and the other guy, that was all bullshit and that guy didn't want it, I'd still write a note. I mean, what are you doing? You can't just say that. You can't just be like, listen, he asked me. Jones reportedly told the dispatch this part of it. Jones was subsequently taken into custody and booked. The investigation is ongoing, but a specific note about the charges he faces includes murder of the first degree perpetrated by poison, torture, vengeance, extortion, and sadistic inclinations. We will continue to update as we learn more. So that means this guy's like, no, he wanted it. And then the police have to be like, so he wanted to die with like pitchforks up his ass? Like, what are we talking about here? Sadistic inclinations? That leads me to an air hose in the butt. That's what that makes me think of. What else could it be? Yeah, he wanted me to do it in the most brutal way possible. You can't get away unless it's something innocuous. You're not going to be able to get away with his excuse. But he looks like those eyes look dead. Look at them. Blackened eyes, like a doll's eyes. Apparently they were friends, though. Imagine having your friend just all of a sudden one day try and kill you. That would be embarrassing. You're just like, man, my mom always said I pick the wrong people. And here I am. I have to keep my inner circle close. My one friend tried to kill me. Wild. So check your friends out there. If they got a beard like this guy, look out. I'm going to shave mine immediately when I get home now. After seeing this scumbag's beard. Yuck. Well, this is a fun story from T-Bone. It involves groping the Mexican president. The Mexican president's a lady, turns out. I didn't know that. I feel like I remembered the election, but I didn't know that she actually won. It turns out she's like a babe, right?
I think for an older lady.
So her name is Claudia Scheinbaum.
Or I think she's like 60 or something.
Scheinbaum, not a Spanish name that I would.
There's been some pushback about that.
Really, has there?
Yeah. And recently, there's been like these big Gen Z protests against, well,
because they're like pro Gaza or whatever.
Yeah, the bomb and
they hate all the other side of the Gazas.
Yeah.
YouTube, look at me dance for YouTube.
Yeah, it's that type of situation.
Anti-Semitics.
Yes.
Or is that the word?
Yes, that's the word. You did.
So is she Jewish?
Yes.
A Jewish Mexican. Wow, it's kind of hot. Anyhow, she decided to press charges against a man who was seen groping and trying to kiss her while she was on a short walk in Mexico City on Tuesday. You know where I'm never wanting to go for a short walk? Mexico City. There's some places in this world where if you asked if I could rank places to go for a short walk, I wouldn't do it. I mean, hell, even in New Orleans when we were there for Skankfest, I'd be like, I'm going to go walk and get cigarettes. And someone was like, people that lived around there, they'd be like, knowing we're there for the festival or whatever, they'd be like, I wouldn't walk alone. And you're like, really? Really? Are you being extra cautious or is that like an actual concern? And they're like, no, it's an actual concern. And you're like, really? And I can't imagine. I mean, just the whole city, you can't walk. That's bizarre. So I never even think about that. There's plenty of places in America where I would rank them up there. But if you're picking stuff internationally, just a place in Mexico, I don't know if I want to go for a short walk as a American boy. I'm sure they wouldn't bother me, but then, who knows? Cartels are like, we need drug mules. This guy looks easy. We'll shove drugs in him.
It looks like you can take a lot of air in his butt.
We'll shove drugs in him and no one's none the wiser. Exactly. We can put a lot of air. You know what? We're going to make his butt airtight, opposite of putting air in there. Airtight, that shit. Maybe that's a narcissistic fear. I don't know. Maybe they don't want anything to do with me. That could be. Because there's some women out there that are always like, what? And get trafficked? And you're like, they're not looking for you, lady. They can't even fit you in a barrel. You are not what they're looking for. They've got a weight limit to these boats. Precious cargo and whatnot. All right, let's see. We have a video of this man trying to grope her?
Yeah, we do. It's a news article.
Okay, cool.
A stunning video. The president of Mexico, Claudia Scheinbaum, kissed and seemingly groped near the presidential palace. A man approaches her from behind and appears to put his arm around her shoulders before leaning in.
Where is the Secret Service of Mexico? Or whatever. They got to have somebody, right?
I think they swoop in.
They're way too far away from her. They should be walking with her. This guy's he's doing the old, like, what's up, sweetie? He's getting up behind her, hand on the small of the waist. It looks like they're like dating there. And maybe he did that so casually that no one else was concerned because it looked like he like knew her or something. He was like walking right up and he's like, what's up, girl? Go ahead.
A quick walk, 5 minutes through Mexico City's historic district, upended yesterday.
Not even the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, escapes from men being disrespectful.
Why do men do this? Like, why are men this way?
Boy.
You wouldn't do that to...
What is the reasoning for this part?
I hate how this is the news now. Like, they're just pulling TikTok commentators.
They're literally pulling just big TikToks, like ones that go viral. It's
crazy.
Look at what men are doing. This is not commentary of what you needed. I mean, yeah, that is crazy.
This is insane.
Not even the president of Mexico can walk around without getting groped. It's like, wouldn't you think she'd be a high targeted grope? Come on. I think, show me I bet your grandma can go out and not get groped. Something like that. A schlubby lady. They're not getting groped. That's ugly privilege. Of course the president of Mexico should be expected. That's like, this is the women's version of being assassinated. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, someone's going to try and assassinate a male politician. That's the same thing. They're going to try and grope her. These guys are crazy. Go ahead.
Candidate.
Now reigniting a national and global conversation about harassment. The president saying if they do this to the president, what will happen to all the young women in our country? At a press conference today, Sheinbaum saying she is pressing charges because she views this as something all women experience. In Mexico City, the UN says sexual harassment and other forms of gender-based violence are widespread in public areas.
Pause. So if this is going on, the president didn't make boo about it till it happened to her? She's like, oh, this has been happening to every young woman out there. And now you're talking about it because it happened to you? Like, you should thank this hero for raising awareness to the president. Now that he did that, she's like going to pass laws and change things. Put this guy on the lady $2 bill or whatever.
That's insane. That's a crazy take.
I'm just saying, like, the president's acting like she wasn't aware of this before, that this ever happened until it happened to her. And now that it happened to her, she's going to pass laws. I don't know. Sounds like we should thank the guy. Go ahead.
If they do it to Claudia Sheinbaum, they're doing it to us all.
Pause.
Says one.
Yeah, we know they're doing it to everybody. Like, that's the fact that they're like, holy shit. Wait, it happened to the president? Well, they're doing it to her. They're doing it to everybody. It's like, yeah, we've been saying it's happening to everybody forever. And they're like, whoa, it happened to the president? We got to change something. Not when it's happening every single day forever. No, now that it happened to the president. But hey, like I said, sounds like the guy's kind of a hero. Go ahead.
Of Mexico's senators. President Sheinbaum says the man appeared intoxicated.
There he is.
Tonight, he's in police custody.
How about a thank you to this guy?
Harassing and inappropriately touching 3 women, including the president,
that's
on
not
the
where you
same
want to
day.
be.
For many women in Mexico and beyond, this viral video is proof of something they already knew.
Yeah,
Even
right?
a simple walk in broad daylight can be risky. Ellison Barber, NBC News.
Yeah, thank goodness. Now they finally got the message. So who knows? Oh boy, we got another one here. This one is from Keith Jones. This has a video. This is about a predator pastor. He's back in jail, folks. They let him out one time, and now he's back in jail once again. This happened in Mississippi, where we're talking about old Lane Kiffin, his old neck of the woods. Go ahead.
Yes, on Action News 5 at 10, I'm Joy Redmond. A new charge against a former Mississippi basketball coach and youth pastor. According to the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office, Lindsay Whiteside was arrested today, facing federal charges. It's a story Action News 5 has been following closely and a case that has garnered a lot of attention in the Mid-South. Action News 5 is in.
What is that orb in her over her shoulder there? That is like, am I seeing things? This looks like a live shot of the city.
This red one here?
No. Like, so go back and just watch. There's a blinking light. Just go back.
Oh, yeah. It's like the top of a tower.
Look at that.
Mid-South.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I go, what the hell was that?
Has been following closely and a case that has garnered
it's like the top
lot
of
of
a
attention
tower.
in the Mid-South.
Distracting. I mean, that is wildly.
I'm surprised you could see it.
That's crazy.
I didn't notice it.
It's so bright. Maybe it's because maybe it's smaller than it should be, but like for my eyes, I see lights like as bigger.
Yeah.
But that looks great. I keep thinking a generator exploded or something. If I'm that lady, I'm like, oh my God. Oh, okay. It's just going constantly. Because when it first happened, I was like, and then I was like, well, maybe I just was seeing things, but it looks like a helicopter's crashing on top of that building or something. Go ahead.
Facing federal charges. It's a story Action News 5 has been following closely and a case that has garnered a lot of attention in the Mid-South. Action News 5's
another one
Imani
here.
Williams live in studio with details.
Wait. This one on this side is insane.
That's what I'm talking about.
This big white one?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this little red one. This big white one is.
I don't even know what red one you're talking about. I'm talking about that white one blinking.
Oh, I just saw the white one.
The white one is crazy.
The white one is crazy.
I keep thinking, I'm staring at it. I have forgot. I'm like zoning out on what she's saying. I'm Rodney Harrison over here because that thing is so bright and alarming. And it looks like it looks like in the thing in Stranger Things where you go into the upside down. It looks like that's what's happening. It's so bright.
It's also like security for the top of a building, so like nothing kind of flies into it or whatever. But
is that all that it is?
Joining us on Action
They
News
need
5 at
that in
10, I'm Joy
Mississippi?
Redmond. A new charge against a former Mississippi basketball
that's
coach
crazy.
and youth
I don't know
pastor.
how I just
According to the
wasn't
DeSoto
even
County
seeing
Sheriff's
that.
Office, Lindsay Whiteside was arrested today, facing
It's like
federal
hurting.
charges.
I keep staring
It's
at
a
it and
story
getting like
Action
hypnotized by it. I got to stop. I keep staring at it. I feel like it's making my eyes worse. It's like the sun. I'm starting to see shapes in it and shit. All right, come on. All right, let's get past this part. I mean, how do they have that on there? What is this like a weird hypnotized thing on top of this fucking, like a kadoosh? She's giving us, is this how they get, is this Soros or something? What are we doing here? That's crazy. Because I'm like, my brain is melting from looking at that. I know we did it like 4 times, but just let it go. Get it off the screen.
Get it off the screen. Closely, and a case that has garnered a lot of attention in the Mid-South. Action News 5's Imani Williams live in studio with details of today's newest developments. Imani.
Well, Lindsay Whiteside is facing a federal charge for allegedly taking a child across state lines for sex just over a week after a judge sentenced her to probation and house arrest relating to a conviction for sexual battery of a minor. Lindsay Whiteside, a former youth pastor and high school basketball coach, was taken into federal custody Thursday night.
The DeSoto County Sheriff's Office, in partnership with United States Marshal Service, just arrested Lindsay Whiteside.
Pause it for a second. I did not expect it to be a woman, first of all.
Yeah.
When you hear this story, basketball coach, youth pastor, you're like, all right, we're going to see some guy up here. So it's a lady, for those who are just, watching at home or listening at home and not watching. Lindsay could have been a dude's name in the South, I don't understand leaving Mississippi to do these things. Mississippi seems like one of those states where they would where the age of consent would be the lowest in the country, Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry if you live there and I'm saying something degrading about the great state of Mississippi, but just seems like one of the states where it's pretty low. But I know maybe they got ones next to it where it might be lower. Maybe that was the whole thing. Go ahead.
Federal charges of transporting a minor across state lines for the purpose of engaging in sexual activity.
Whiteside, the
that
center of
sheriff's name was Tuggle, by the way. Did you catch that?
No.
Go back and look at his name. It's like Jake. Go back a little. Right there. Sheriff Thomas Tuggle II. There's another Thomas Tuggle who's like, I went through hell, and now you're going to go through hell with me, son. You're not only going to be Thomas Tuggle, you're going to be Thomas Tuggle II. Suck on that one. What's the difference between a second and a junior? Does that mean there was one in between?
I was literally just thinking that he could also be junior.
Could be, or he couldn't be. Maybe his grandpa's Thomas Tuggle, the first Thomas Tuggle.
Oh, maybe.
Or maybe it's his uncle or something. This is the second one. All right, go ahead.
Marshal Service just arrested Lindsay Whiteside on federal charges of transporting a minor across state lines for the purpose of engaging in sexual activity.
Whiteside at the center of controversy after she pled guilty to sexual battery of a minor in a separate case. DeSoto County District Attorney Matthew Barton pushed for a 30-year sentence. However, last week, a judge sentenced her to 3 years of house arrest and 7 years of probation.
House arrest, that's it?
DeSoto County Sheriff Thomas E. Tuggle
II I want to get that
said
as
regardless
a sound
of the
bite.
outcome
House arrest, that's it? That was good. We didn't need a TikTok for that. They just went to a lady in a car and they explained what happened and they said, what do you think of that? And she goes, house arrest, that's it. Soundbite. Boom. It's high efficiency right there. Now, can we get a close-up on a gavel? Go ahead.
That case, they have worked on this federal case since last year.
Justice will always prevail, regardless if it doesn't look that way. We're going to continue to fight and fight for justice to protect DeSoto County.
Residents say they want to see more done.
Any adult that would do that with a minor should be arrested.
It's against the law, so I'm hoping justice will be served.
The family of the teen victim spoke out asking for more accountability from DeSoto County School District officials. When I questioned Tuggle about the victim and her family's response to Whiteside's arrest, he did not comment. D.A. Barton had no comment either. Well, now that Whiteside
this lady
is
is
in
frightening.
federal
She looks like
custody,
Michael Shannon. It's crazy.
A U.S. district judge will determine if she will be detained awaiting her trial. Live in studio, Imani Williams, Action News 5.
That was a good piece, Imani Williams. Well done. I like that lady. Now, this is what you're supposed to do. You don't get TikToks. You don't find the opinion of people mining for likes on TikTok. You go back and you talk to a lady at the grocery store and you ask them what they think. You talk to a lady who's putting shit in her car. That's how you get the community to respond to something like this. You don't go to TikTok. You do the work like Imani Williams did. That was wonderful. Yeah, and the lady, and I like how the sheriff, he was like, we're gonna serve justice even if it doesn't even look like we're doing that. What did he say? That was wild. He's like, when it doesn't look like we're doing our jobs, we're doing it. I promise you. What a thing to say, Tuggle. Good job, buddy. All right. Well, I'm gonna go home and it's gonna be the most me and my ChatGPT ever talk to each other in our lives. I'm gonna try and figure out what elf in a cave I have to contact to get glasses made for me once again. So I'm gonna do that. They're probably gonna cost $20,000 or something like that. We'll find out. I'll keep you abreast of the situation. And guess what? I have a very nice Christmas present coming your way, folks. You're going to enjoy it quite a bit. People have been clamoring for this particular person. We'll get to that coming up in a couple of weeks. Christmas is only a few away. But we'll be back next Wednesday. My brain will be in less trauma response mode, and we'll have a great time, friends. I hope you come back Wednesdays, every Wednesday. Thanks to the Comedy Store. Thanks to Lee and to Alex and Bobby for adjusting with me this week. And we will see you next Wednesday here on The Josh Potter Show.
Coming to you live and direct with the Roach. We shotgun the beers, ain't got time for a toast. It's the only place I get my sports like for real, son. He taught us nobody's more sus than Russell Wilson.
Here's the deal, son. Won't find us in Walmart. Josh Potter, keep it frank, kinda like a ballpark. It wasn't nothing talking all that jism. Turns out there's a lot of semen terrorism.
Now it's time we hit him. Bringing Votto to the plate. Roachy, your wards with Chase O'Donnell the Great. Let me stop for a second, cause it's Ask Marty time. Cause it's idiocy, you know I cannot abide.
Not a fan of these guys, gonna damage the rise. Worse than the host known as the Roach. Leave an idiot woman standing on the side or looking like she just tripped into a moat.
I'ma kill this Henny beat like murder. Been in more studios than most have ever heard. I'm pleased to be listening. Hit that like and subscribe. So many Bills hats got the mafia vibe.
A lot to describe like a Roach reporter. Teacher on OF, don't report her. Trying to live life with my mannequin wife and my mannequin kids if that's my mannequin right.
Been a fan of this guy since the Roach Motel. Couple 100 weeks in, still funny as hell. From the tit cups to back sis and blind eyes, Potter has one of the best shows of all time.
Now watch this drive. Pop a couple tall cans with the Roach King and caught the vibe. Ready to pour more, scurry out the floorboards, hit like, comment, and subscribe.